Yeah, I realized that adaptability was very important, especially from the sales aspect, and just on a very, very low level when you're selling a product or something to somebody, and you think that you're telling them everything that they want to hear, and then you can't close the deal, and you're frustrated because you can't close the deal, and then later you find out through proper, through your management, through someone else, maybe a closer, or somebody comes into the deal and kind of looks at the whole situation, and they're like, well, you're selling the father, or you're selling the husband, and it's really the wife that needs to make decision maker.
Yeah. I think that whatever you do as an entrepreneur, especially as an entrepreneur, it becomes like a craft, right? We're craftsmen. Like you're an accountant, but you're really an entrepreneur, and you've pivoted a few times, right? You pivoted from one job in the auto industry to Deloitte, to school, to Deloitte, to selling phones, to your own practice, right? You pivoted. So I think as a craftsman, why somebody should want to work with me and not somebody who's selling a system online or whatever it is because I know how to pivot. And that, whether that be in a conversation or whether that be business-wise, I could be having a conversation with somebody about a business we're going to do together, and I'm going 100 miles in one direction, right? Because I think that's what they want to hear. And then I realize, I know enough now to realize in the conversation that I'm going in the completely wrong direction, and that's not what they want to hear. And I have to know enough to pivot another way, right? And switch it up. So I think adaptability as an entrepreneur is the most important thing. And as an entrepreneur, you learn adaptability from failing. I think failing is the greatest thing that can happen to the world because it teaches you how to change. Well, what did I do wrong this time? How did I do it wrong? And how can I change it next time? So to adapt, you have to fail. And to improve, you have to fail. And you should always look at failure as a plus, not a minus. Because I almost look at it as like, all right, great, I failed. Now I have an opportunity to figure out how to succeed again. And I fail every day still because now I'm willing to try things. And back to being an entrepreneur and being adaptable, I think that you have to be willing to go out on a limb and bet on yourself a lot of times blindly, because if you don't, then you have to be able to follow your instincts, or you're never going to get anywhere. So adapting is like one of the main things you have to be able to do as an entrepreneur. I think it's one of the most important things.
Yeah, I realized that adaptability was very important, especially from the sales aspect, and just on a very, very low level when you're selling a product or something to somebody, and you think that you're telling them everything that they want to hear, and then you can't close the deal, and you're frustrated because you can't close the deal, and then later you find out through proper, through your management, through someone else, maybe a closer, or somebody comes into the deal and kind of looks at the whole situation, and they're like, well, you're selling the father, or you're selling the husband, and it's really the wife that needs to make decision maker. And that's the case a lot of times. And sometimes it also depends on culture. Some cultures, maybe the grandparents that are there, they're sitting there, are the ones that are actually making the decision, and you're talking to the kids, and really it's them the ones that are making the decision. So you always have to listen, right? So the biggest things with adaptability.
I was just gonna say that, it's listening. I was just gonna say that. Be quiet sometimes.
Yeah, be quiet.
Yeah.
Sometimes like clients, customers, they're, for the most part, they're gonna tell you what how to close them and what they're looking for. Sometimes I could be in my office and someone can come in and they're looking for. I always like to ask the question, like, why are you here? Like, what is the motivating factor for you to hire us? Is it, are you looking to cut costs? Are you looking to have more time to spend with your family? Are you looking for us to take over your accounting? Are you looking to get peace of mind from the IRS? What are you struggling with that you're here today? I mean, you're not here today because of, our coffee or, whatever, Like, what's the real reason that you're here today? Because once I find out what the reason that they're here today, I can find out better if I can actually help them. Because in our industry, I have to make sure I help you. I have to make sure I'm providing value to you. If I'm not providing value to you, there's no reason for us to be doing business. We'll be great friends. We can go out. We can have lunches, dinners. But doing business together will be irrelevant. And if I'm not providing value for you, then there's no reason for us to kind of do business. And that's why I want to make sure every client that we bring on, I want to make sure that we're able to help them. Sometimes it's as basic as just, hey, listen, I need someone to help me prepare my taxes. Sometimes it's, hey, listen, I have a business and it's been growing for years and years and years, and I want to take a step back. So I need somebody to come in and, we can offer them CFO services and be like, and take control of their accounting department. If they need advisory on purchasing a new business, purchasing a building, purchasing certain aspects, or making or some succession planning. So I really want to know when someone comes in, and that's the switch of adaptability, being able to adapt on the fly to know exactly what that person is looking for and how to do that. And the same thing as being an entrepreneur, because I did it at a young age, jumped ship from the car business into college. Then I did it again a couple years later, and I was like, I was kind of like upset about it. I was kind of fed up because I'm like, man, I just did this 3 years ago, and now I'm starting all over again. And then you get there, and then you open up your company. So then now I had the opportunity to expand my practice. So it's like, oh great, I got to start this all over again. So I'm starting again from square one. It's like consistently you're starting over. Then I began to realize, I'm like, wait, this is what I signed up for. This is a skill that life is teaching me that I did not expect I need to know.
Yeah,
so instead of being scared of it and pushing it away and not really understanding it, no, let me embrace it, because this is a skill that I'm gonna need for future business deals. And I've been in business and other things in the past couple of years outside of being an accountant. So I have my own entrepreneurial things besides accounting that I've done. I mean, I opened up a pharmacy 3 years ago that, me and my partner and I, we opened it up together. Didn't work out just like the way we planned. We planned, and then everyone went their own separate way on certain situations. But for the most part, you have that drive to be an entrepreneur, and sometimes my friends would tell me like, listen, man, you're all over the place, and my mind goes all over the place with certain things. So over the past couple of years, I'm realizing that the most important thing is time. So the most valuable thing to me at this point is time, because I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time, taking care of myself, being able to go to the gym, being able to work out, being able to spend time on the things I want to do, go on vacation, is more important to me at this point than chasing another dream or another entrepreneurship. And as much as I push that to the side, you get the itch. You're talking to somebody. We could be talking right now, and like 5 minutes later, it's like, hey, did you hear about this? And then we're coming up with this whole plan, and we're.
Yeah, listen, I get that too. I kind of switch directions too quick. But I've learned that the more I can do around the business that I know the best, the less mistakes I'll make. So, you don't have to be, some people say, whatever it is, master of everything, whatever it is. Jack of all trades, master of none. But so I try to stay around. Listen, I own gyms, I own this a spin cycling studio, like all the stuff that wasn't my business, and they didn't do as well because it wasn't my business. So I try to stay as close to my business as I can these days.
Yeah, one of the best advice I've gotten is your business is still young. Get it, grow it.
Yeah.
You have so much opportunity in that one place, and what I found is by switching to something else, so you have to know, right? You have to know when is a good time and to adapt, right? To change and to move things over. You have to know when is the right time to do so, because it could be costing you also thousands of dollars because you're not all in.
Correct.
You could be like a half a foot in like 10 different businesses and have no income, having little income from here, little income from here, little income from here, and have nothing. Right?
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, just you could just sit at this table right now and make as much money as you need to make. You don't have to be all over the place doing 10 different things, but a lot of times you have to learn this stuff on your own, and you have to not get distracted. But it's hard. Some
clients, I get clients that come in and especially the younger crowd. I mean, I know sometimes most of our Instagram viewers and our social media viewers are people in their 20s or maybe in high school, and a lot of the times there's a lot of, I want to say, false advertising where they tell you to have multiple sources of income. And multiple sources of income is great, I think, when you're older and you have multiple.
You get that from wealth. You have to build wealth first, and then it's easy to get multiple streams of income. It's not that easy to get multiple streams of income when you're just doing a million different things.
Exactly.
So
I don't consider making $100 a week from something I've sold multiple streams of income. No, I'd rather lose that $100 a week somewhere where I know I can build a business that's going to generate me, $100,000 a month. That's going to eventually stream that type of revenue. Yeah. So I think at a young age, you don't really need multiple streams of income. I think at a young age, you need to focus on what makes money and provide value, create good customer experience, and just save as much money as you can.
I agree.
Don't think about spending money on luxuries. Don't think about doing all that stuff. I mean, you get that drive, right? You wanna buy those nice things. You wanna do all these nice things. You wanna go on these crazy trips, and you should treat yourself, right? But at the same time, you have to be kind of content with what you have.
There's freedom with money in the bank.
Yeah.